Let's take a look at access control and how different settings affect our databases and our searches. So I've set up one basic database and one basic search, and also I have set up another search which is used only to connect to the databases. So let's go through each one of these and we'll take a look at the access control. So I'm going to edit the basic database, database 1, which you can see loaded on the right hand side here. So if we open database settings and we go to access control, we'll see the permissions currently allocated to this database. So let me just quickly go through what these are. Loading form means that if this is set to public, you'll be able to see the form when you load the page. If it's set to private, then you won't. Adding items means that you won't be able to add anything if private is set, but if public is set, you will. Managing items refers to deletion of items or editing of items. If this is set to private, you will have to connect to edit or delete items. If it's set to loose, you'll have to confirm your email address in order to make those updates. Viewing items, you won't be able to view anything if it's set to private and you're not connected. And public means that anybody can review that item. So let's just quickly go through each of these and see how they affect our page on the right hand side here. So I'm going to change loading form to private and refresh on the right, and we can see we can't see the form at all. I'm going to change that back and refresh back to where we were before. I'm going to change adding now. So this time we see the form, but we still have to connect to make an entry. Let's change managing items. Let's quickly refresh again. And we'll go to managing items private. We should not see any difference here. This is because managing items is to do with editing or deletion of existing items. So we'll set that back to loose. And let's change viewing items to private. And this will mean that we won't be able to view an item. So if we actually add something here, I'll choose a favourite building. Favourite building of mine is the Hoover building. So I'm going to add that. I'm not going to add a picture. I'm just going to add an email address and submit. So bear in mind that we're not connected right now and viewing items is set to private. If we open this private link, even though viewing items is set to private, we can still see it. That's because managing items is set to loose. The important thing to note here is if anyone has this URL with a private address in it, they will be able to see this unless we lock down managing items, which I shall do now, just to show that if we're not connected as the correct person, we won't have permission to see the item. Let's just quickly change that then. And refresh over here. There we go. We will have to connect as test@test.com to see that. I'm going to show you that quickly. I'm going to connect as Paul and then test so we can see the difference. So let's connect as Paul first. And the code for that padlock is pasted in there. And if we go back, we'll see we do not have permission to view the item. So we go forward again, disconnect, and this time we'll connect as test@test.com. Let's get the code for padlock QKZJ. There we go, there's the code, paste. And now if we go back, we should be able to see the item because it belongs to test@test.com. There we go.